Hi and welcome to Dr. Mix. I hope you're doing super well. I hope you are washing your hands profusely. Today I'm going to pleasure you with some more Commodore 64 goodness.
The Commodore 64 Synthesizer.
Alright, shut up. So this is the Commodore 64 at the present stage of development. I got to this point with the help of 8-Bit Guy, a lot of help from Sam, Look Mom No Computer. I want to move forward with this project. You know, I left it on the side, but not too much. I've been doing some experimentation and I know a lot more than I knew before. However, I will still need some help from Sam, Look Mom No Computer. Let's call him right now on Skype, shall we?
Hey!
Oi!
You alright?
I'm good, man. It's good to see your face.
Good to see you too. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. So basically, I've been experimenting a little bit. I have found some interesting monitors, you know, like a display, which works great. Here I go with my first question. So the Commodore 64 that we've modified is the bread bin. It turns out that the video signal is not so good. So sometimes I get like a black and white image. Sometimes I get a little bit of a jumpy, blurry image. As opposed to the white one, you know, the more modern one, where I get a much better video signal.
Weird. Is it because of the mod that you might have done, that Luma mod? It's easy to pull that out and put it back together, isn't it?
And see if it makes any difference. Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Number one.
Number one. Number two could be maybe the particular circuitry which generates the video. Could it be like the graphic card? Could it be?
Yeah. Is it composite into the monitor?
Correct.
That's interesting. I don't know why it would be doing that. Are you using a cable that was made to go into the back of the Commodore 64 for composite, or have you modified it to take composite?
I've got this one. Wait. You know this guy?
Yeah. Okay, so it's that one.
So that outputs as just 3 RCAs. Of course, we're not using the audio because we have heavily modified that by now. But it's an RCA input, which I plug into this board. What I have noticed is that the newer Commodore 64 that I have actually outputs a much better signal.
Here's a question. Do you know anybody around who's okay at soldering? I mean, you could even just transplant the modifications over to the other motherboard.
Well, that's the last question that I was going to ask you about this subject. Not only do I have a video of you doing it, but, you know, I have the unit so I can literally look at it and just replicate it. But are there any differences between the bread bin and the new one that I should be aware of?
The new one, the one you're talking about, the C64C, it depends which motherboard is in it. There's a couple of different revisions of the motherboard. There's one that is actually exactly the same as the motherboard that is in yours. I can't remember. Is it the one that I took apart?
Correct. Wait.
Oh, I can't remember which motherboard it was.
I mean, I can just open it right now.
Actually, I could see. Look, if you could open it, I think that might be the right motherboard that you could literally take out and put into the breadboard. What was the modification that you did for was it the Luna mod?
Luma fix. I mean, to be honest, this one doesn't even seem to need one, to be perfectly fair.
So the other one you're saying it was worse before the Luma fix?
Well, yeah, it was much worse. After the Luma fix, it was okay, but I still find that the signal is not as powerful.
Have you recalibrated the trim pots on the Luma fix?
I haven't in a bit of time. Should I?
Well, it says that. I'm just looking at a forum on Lemon 64. It says, when I first installed the Luma fix board, the image was considerably worse on a different TV. After twisting the trim pots again, I now have an excellent image.
Okay, that's good info.
So that's another thing to have a look at. That'll be the easiest thing of all.
Yeah, I will do that. I mean, I'm gonna have to take it apart anyway, so...
Okay, so just bring it up closer. So it has got the removable SID chip. The motherboard will look slightly different, but I don't think it will affect you.
All right.
So I think all the mods that you need to do is you can put that motherboard into the bread bin. Can't remember exactly the modifications that we did, but I don't think there was a large amount that will be quite confusing.
It wasn't super massive.
If you've got a problem, send me a picture of it. But first, definitely try the Lumafix, the trim pots. Try and adjust that first, because I reckon that might just solve your problem.
Sounds great. Because I'm gonna have to power also the display, which goes with USB power 5 volts. I'm not sure. Should I use just the same original power supply and just strip it and put it in the box, or maybe I should get a custom-made power supply?
Which box are we talking about? Are you still doing the wooden box?
Yeah, I mean, the idea is just to make it, to make it look like a mini Mog. So basically, I get...
What I think you should do is the simplest option of all is have an extension cable, literally an extension in the back. Drill it in, double-sided tape, something that will make sure it's solid, and just use that. And then if you don't want the plug coming out the back and you want a kettle lead, just snip and just use that. I think that'll be the simplest one. Any others, it might just be a bit more complicated, and you probably end up getting the same result.
Right. So basically, the original power basically gives me 2 rail, 5 volts, and what else?
Can't remember.
Right. But anyway, it is a dual power, right?
On the Commodore 64?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is the Commodore 64, the old power supplies, it's probably good to get a new one anyway, as they all get very old and they might break everything. It's only a matter of time. So I see what you mean now. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the TV monitor. But you can pick up a brand new one, which I reckon you should do for £40.
Yep.
So that's what you were looking at. Get that. Put it inside the box with an extension cable that also connects to the monitor and whatever. And then if you really want to be fancy, cut the cable from the extension cable and solder it to a kettle lead socket.
Right. So basically, I can take the 5 volts for the display directly from the power of the Commodore 64.
You're saying that? Okay, let me just check. It's tough because you need to figure out what current consumption the monitor is, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those like mini monitors. I think it's like 7-inch.
Yeah, but the light is also always quite...
Yeah.
The best thing I would suggest to do is literally use 2 separate power supplies in a power adapter at the back. That's the simplest thing. If you don't mind blowing one of these PSUs, then by all means give it a go. The worst that happens is the power supply that you bought for the new Commodore 64 power supply doesn't. It's got 2 amps. There's 2 amps on the 5 volt line, and
should be plenty.
Maybe. I mean, what? Yeah, try it. I think that's the word. Try it.
All right. Okay. And also your device, your panel.
Yeah. You can power that with the 5 volts or the 9 volt line on the power supply.
From the same power supply as the Commodore 64.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Just give it a go.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I see what you mean now. Sorry, I was getting a little confused with what you were saying, but it all makes sense. And I think
yeah.
As long as you buy one of the new power supplies for the Commodore 64, I think maybe they just give a bit more current, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be closed in a box. I mean, also I should think of some ventilation as well.
Only if it gets hot.
Yeah.
Maybe just do some tests first. Plug it all in, get it all hooked up on the board, feel around, see if the power supply is getting a bit hot. If that's getting too hot, then maybe you might need to rethink the whole situation. In fact, guess what I've found? If you want to be safe, I've just found a Commodore 64 dual power supply. I'll send you the link. Basically, It's got 2 outlets. I don't know why it's a dual one. Maybe there's a disc. What is it? A disc drive that takes the same thing. Look, I'll just send this to you. I don't know. No, I'm not going to, because just one sec. I'm just bouncing around. It may introduce some noise. Whether I don't know whether that's a problem or not. Okay, I'm just going to send you this. I can't really make heads or tails of it, but I think a single power supply may still do it. It's got some sort of ripple filtering, but I don't think it'll be a problem. Just give it a go.
Yeah,
that's the best thing to do. See if it gets
perfect.
And I'll also send you the UK lister that I just found for these things.
So one last thing. If people want to recreate the same thing that we've put together, can they go to your website and just download maybe the schematics or whatever you've cobbled together, that MIDI controller?
For the board, yeah, on the website, there's the schematic. There's also the files to download. If you want to get your own circuit boards made, you can just download the files and send it to a circuit board company. And, they won't be massively expensive. Probably about £25 for both of them. Like, if people want to make it, there's enough information. In fact, a couple of people I know have sent me images of ones they have made from the schematics. And I think somebody has actually ordered some circuit boards as well.
All right. Otherwise, have you got any words of advice before I try and cobble together the whole thing? And then, when it all works, power, display, interface and everything, before I put it all together?
Make sure there's no smoke. Okay. Feel around, and if there's anything that's super hot, then rethink everything. And yeah, I don't know whether you need ventilation. Maybe. Have you ever heard of convection ventilation?
Yeah.
So where the heat gets pulled in, like in valve amps. So there's just holes. There's a grill at the bottom of the box, and then there's a bit at the top. You can think about that. But yeah,
holes like a grill, so that the air can flow a little bit. Because, of course, when it gets hot, it pulls air from below and pushes it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Commodore 64 box has already. Just match those in there, I guess.
Perfect.
And, the other thing is just don't be scared to experiment, man. The worst happens is something pops. It's a bit of a bummer, but nobody invented anything without breaking anything.
I subscribe to that. Dude, it's so great to see you. And you know what? I love your channel. Guys, if you haven't checked Sam's channel yet, what are you waiting for? There's a link in the description. Go check it out. I am completely addicted to this man.
That's awesome, man. Well, likewise. I was, the Knight Rider thing. We've got to make a car, like a cheap version called Shite Rider. It's like a really rubbish version of the Knight Rider car. Really good.
That swears back at you, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Please send me some pictures. If you have any problems, man, give us a call.
I love you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Love you too, dude. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
But where's the off on this thing?
Yes. All right. So let's move on. And let's try and implement some of the stuff that Sam has told me. Let's do it right now. By the way, have you subscribed to this channel yet? No? Come on, do it. I'll wait. Great. You know what? At this point, let me show you the bits and bobs that I've got so far. This is a box that came from The Future Was 8-Bit. I strongly suggest that you go check it out because they've got some great Commodore 64 goodness. So what have I got in here? I've got these cases to put in some cards in case I want to do it in the future. I've got boards which are supposed to be in there, I guess. Jack connections. Oh, this is the famous MIDI interface. All right, I am going to need this today. MIDI interface, very good. Dead tests, so in case the computer dies, this tells you what's wrong with it. SD2AEC, this substitutes the disk drive with a normal SD card. This is the SID FX 3. This at the moment it's not installed, but I want to use it in the future. This is the mini expander. So this is what allows me to use the synth cards and at the same time use the MIDI interface. That should work along with this. I'm going to try that today. Now this is the new display that I've got. I got it from China. We're gonna try and install this today. I have tested it before with some mixed success. And then, of course, Sam's beautiful board. This is gonna live right on top of the Commodore 64. It's gonna make it amazing. And I'm gonna have the display somewhere, I don't know, here or something like that. I'll try to use this today as well. I'm gonna need a little bit of space. Oh, yeah, I wanna try and use Spring Reverb inside of it. I'm not 100% sure at this point because the project is becoming really complicated and huge. You've got my synth cards. Yes, this I need. I should also have the Messiah card. And in any case, I will leave links in the description so that you can check out all of these bits and bobs that I'm talking about. Oh, this is a smaller monitor. I'm not sure that this is gonna be big enough, to be honest. I'm not sure that I'm gonna use this bigger Spring Reverb. And oh yeah, it's the MIDI connector for Sam's interface, I think. Anyway, let's get to work. Cool, so at this stage, I've got the Commodore 64 connected. Bang, there you go. So yeah, I mean, it's relatively clean, the signal. Let me see. Tuck. Yeah, actually today is not too bad. Okay, fine. Let's connect the MIDI interface and the synth card. So turn this off. Pull this out. This, by the way, is the Epix Fast Load Reloaded. I don't need this one right now. I will rather put this in. Mini Expander. Hello. Ooh, this is in the way. How wonderful. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to just disconnect this, probably. This is the interface, which goes like this, I suspect. And then we're gonna put the synth card right back here. Will this work? Let's try it. Okay, synth card is working. Let's see. Perfect. Yeah. So let's try and stick some MIDI into it. Yeah. We connect here and let's try if this works. I don't count on it working, but there is something coming out. Volume is really low now. Okay, let me try and relaunch this, just in case. Yes. Distorts a little bit, doesn't it? Let's see if we can. It just distorts, doesn't it? Alright, so this bit works, that bit works. Let's try Sam's great piece of engineering. So this is the power. Then we have MIDI out. Right. So MIDI out. Oh yeah, I have to give it some power here. Let me see. He said that I could use any Arturia. Is this gonna be good? I can't remember. Let me see what he said in the video. I just realized that I had already tested this. Well, you know what? I'm gonna test it again. I connect this down here. Bang. Maybe I should connect this, which makes sense. I love this. Let's see if I can actually put both the keyboard and that controller. No, I can't. I think I will have to... I mean, this is gonna be an easy one, yeah? Yeah, these are input, output, and through, and stuff like that. That's fine. Alright, so this still works. I'm happy. That's good. Now let's try the display. So this is the main board. This is the board. Here are the composite connection. This must be VGA. This is HDMI, and this is the power. How do we connect the power? I need the power. There you go. This is what I needed. So here I connect that. Then I should probably take some power from, say, there. Yep. Spaghetti junction. Never mind. Good. So now this is powered. I need to put the remote control. It's not remote, this is wired, but it also has like a sensor here. Yes. Done. That LED means this is on. So all I need to do is actually connect this guy. We connect it here. Yes. Okay, let's see if this turns on. Tick. Tick. Yes, it does. No signal, of course. I haven't given you any signal yet. Let's connect this baby to this input. Tuck. And then let's select the source to be AV1. Turn on and magic! There you go. Now, as you can see, there is quite a bit of distortion right there. I'm not sure whether it's because of the power or it's because it's the Commodore 64. What can I do? Let's try and power this with my battery pack, which should provide cleaner power. Wow, right now it's gone to black and white. I have a problem with this. It's black and white now. Let's try and connect the battery pack. The signal seems to be slightly cleaner with cleaner power. Okay, that's good. Now I guess I'm gonna have to test what happens if I remove that Lumafix. Let's see if anything changes. Power this off. Take my screwdrivers. Okay, let's remove this. We don't need audio right now. Watch this. See this one? The Lumafix. Let's try and remove it for a second. And let's see if it makes any difference. I'll just gently pull it out. Maybe I need my IC removal tool. Yeah. Shall I just pull it out like this? Cool. Then we pull this out. All right. Right. Okay. Moment of truth. Turn on. Yep. It looks a lot better. You resolve a problem, but you give me another. Well, there's still a little bit of distortion here. Oh well. In any case, I think that this is progress of a kind. What can I do? I guess that the very last step will be for me to buy a proper power adapter, or maybe double check on the one that I have. No, probably buy another power adapter. Try to power it up all together, see if it works, and then go on and build the case. How did you like this episode? Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? Listen, this is the end of the episode. I love you a lot, as you know, and I hope all this madness gets you to explore electronic music a little bit, because this stuff is cool. Maybe we have a lot of power in just an iPhone today, but the difference is this stuff we can understand. we can change it, we can modify it, we can play with it. So old technology is great. Vintage synthesizers are great. Technology in general is great. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're inspired. Talk to Mix.